Hi, everybody. So we're just going to get started and wait for our co-host today. So glad that you guys can all be here to join us. Super excited about our topic today, which is all about pumping, which I know is relevant to so many of us. So here we go. We're just going to wait a minute. Hi, everybody. So glad to see all of your faces today. My name is Lily. And I am a member of the Ovia clinical team. I am also a mother of two little boys and am very familiar both personally and professionally as an IBCLC with pumping. Hold on one second. Just give her a couple more minutes to join. So I'm just really excited to get into this conversation today. We had a ton of questions submitted in advance, and so we're really just super excited to get to your things. Hang on one second. Instagram, come on, let me accept this request for Diana to join us. Oh, here she is.
Hello,
Hi.
hello everyone.
It is so nice to see you. And I was just going to say we had some sound quality issues last month. And so if we have to pause and adjust things, we totally will. So far, I think things sound
Yeah,
okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me
I
okay?
can.
Super. Well, I was just introducing myself, but I would love for you to take a minute and just tell everybody about you and about Pump with Purpose. We're so excited to have you here today.
So hello everyone. I am Dr. Diana. I'm a doctor of public administration, certified breastfeeding specialist, certified lactation counselor. I'm also a postpartum doula. I'm in the process of getting certified as well. And I am the owner, CEO of Pump with Purpose. We are a global lactation and postpartum private practice where we want to normalize pumping and let the world know that we pump with purpose. And we tell you all the time, if you are putting a pump to those.
Oops, we have a little freeze happening. Hold on. Hold on. I have a freeze on my end. Can anyone tell me if they can hear me? Diana, can you hear me? I have a freeze on your end. Hang on. Let's see if we can adjust this a little bit. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get her back. Oh, okay. You can hear me. Thank you so much. Just needed that confirmation that we were still here. Yes. There you are. You're back.
I don't know, it just kicked me out all of a sudden. So
Instagram is tricky.
the
That's all
lovely
we'll say.
Instagram. So we just help women all across the world breast pump. And so if you are being, on your journey and you are having concerns in any way pumping, we have over 300 pumping products. I'm committed to helping the pumping community reach its goals. So we love to help you increase your milk supply with the right pump, flange products and schedules. So I'm so happy to be a part of this, just to let and normalize pumping because it's its own journey. And I'm just so proud to be helping so many families to be able to pump.
And that's why we're so excited to have you here. We really want to normalize pumping and the journey that so many people are on. And I also want people to be aware of the fact that it is such a unique journey and that there is specialized help out there specifically for pumping.
Yes.
As an IBCLC, obviously I work with families doing all sorts of things, but I don't spend every day with pumps and pumping. And so for people to know that there is this specialized support out there is so important so that you get the right kind of support so that you don't feel like your questions are just kind of like ignored or you're given generic advice. So I'm excited to lead with that piece of information for everyone today. And as always, want to just read a brief disclaimer for you guys that this is not medical advice. If you have medical related questions, you should be talking to your healthcare provider. But we are here today to provide as much information as possible. Diana, really great question I want to lead with today that we got in various forms sent in before the live today. which was how do I stress out less about pumping sessions? Because when I'm stressed, I don't collect very much milk. When I'm relaxed, things go great. Like, what are some tips that we can give people to help them get in that zone, get in the right frame of body, mind, so that those pump sessions can be more successful?
Okay, so I'm gonna, give the disclaimer. I'm a very authentic person. I'm gonna tell you the truth. We gotta sit down somewhere. Okay, that's the number one thing. When we are pumping, we all, and the people on my platform know I'm very honest, but I say it with so much love. We gotta sit down. If we were nursing, I promise you, I don't know any nursing person trying to wash the dishes, trying to fold the clothes, trying to put laundry in while you're nursing your baby. The number one thing is to try to sit down somewhere. Know what your environment is. If you are at work and very loud and intrusive, had a client one time and she was in a school and the intercom, and I was like, oh my goodness, like if you're a big you're distracted, and being in a quiet space or trying to free your brain from all the life is life and things that our mom brain goes through all the time of I need to pump, I need to sit down. Or if you come back from your office or a meeting and it was not a great meeting because you got to work at the same time, having a pictures of your babies, the different products on the market, pump bags or the products that go with it, they offer spots to put in a picture of your baby, having your baby's blanket with you. Or what I did, I have the picture frames that go across your desk. Like, so while I was pumping, I had I had pictures of my family that I just tried to zone back in as much as possible. I tell people all the time, they will be there when you get back. So trying to free yourself from the burden of trying to be everything to everyone. I call it the superwoman complex. We got to stop. We got to take the S off of our chest and stop trying to be everything for everyone. Know that I had to take my own advice because I was always on all the time, working full time, family. I run our family's, finances and, making sure that we have all the things that we need and everything is paid and everything is due and still having, requirements at work, high profile, high scrutiny, corporate America job. It's just a lot. The number one thing is admitting that it's a lot and finding your voice so you can find your peace, having the support system, telling people what you need. But sometimes it's just everything isn't always going to be perfect. And it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to sit down somewhere when you are pumping and let the dishes sit in the sink. It's okay to let the clothes stay there. It's okay if you go upstairs and my that there are clothes that's been there all week that I washed over the weekend and never folded them up yet. It's okay. The world is not burning on fire, at least where you are, I want to be sensitive to that. So, but what I'm saying is your immediate world is, if, you're safe, your family's safe, we got to prioritize the priorities. Everything cannot be done. I read a great book. It was a business book, but it talked about an intentional imbalance. It changed my world of like, as a business owner, mom, my oldest just started kindergarten. I can't be everything to everyone. So where I am in that moment is where I am. So if you're sitting down to pump, sit down to pump. Relax. I know that's easier said than done, but we have to start somewhere. And I hope you're receiving it in the love that I'm giving it to you in, because we got to stop trying to be everything to everyone. Then we're the ones that end up with concerns, and then they try to say that versus all the world's scrutiny on us is what causes
Right.
problems, and then it all falls on us. And we got to have people to step up around us. If that, let me tell you what that also means. Maybe hard to hear. Budgets are okay. It may mean hiring someone to clean your house. It may mean hiring someone, having a doula, having someone to come in, or not, having someone to fix a meal, having a train come through and put stuff on your doorstep. Stop trying to be up at, for 2 days and 5 days postpartum when you return home, trying to cook breakfast and dinner. Stop.
Sit down
Yes. Can we
and put
just
your
sit?
feet up.
Yes.
Not only
Feet
sit
up.
down, feet up.
Yes. So the swelling will help. So,
Feet up.
yes.
And even if you're, 6 months postpartum, 9 months postpartum,
Today.
like if you're pumping, please put your feet up. Like, it's good
Relax.
for your circulation and it automatically makes your body relax. Put your feet up.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
And you deserve it. But this is great because this leads right into another question that we got quite a few times,
Okay.
which was about I'm pumping at work. I know I have rights, like I know those rights exist, but I feel guilty. And and in healthcare, I like that really resonates with me because I remember going back after my first, and you had to get someone to cover you.
Correct.
Like you literally have to give your work to someone else. And I know that in some situations it's not like that. But that idea really resonates for me, that you really have to have a lot of like
Yeah.
self-possession to feel comfortable always asking for that multiple times a day. And I think some of us are luckier than others, and some of us have more life experience than others. But how can people advocate for themselves, and what do they need to tell themselves to make that okay?
So
I've been looking in your window.
yeah,
We've been looking in her window. Hi.
I'm gonna give you this like the prim and proper way, and I'm gonna give you the pump with purpose way. Okay.
Perfect.
First of all, the Pump Act does exist, where they have to create reasonable break time, provide a private non-bathroom space for lactating families, all of that, right? So yes, that exists. So, and there's now under the law, there's a way if they're violating it. So there are different resources. I tell people all the time, look up Pump Act Explained. It was a great article that I just posted a post about. US breastfeeding dot US breastfeeding .org created a great summary article, because who's going to really read laws? And I need the Cliff Notes version. I'm sorry.
Me too.
Yes. So that's the official answer. The unofficial answer is this: find your voice so you can find your peace. I have to think my highest clients are healthcare. That's my number one. Number two are like teachers. There are different places and spaces, healthcare workers, or emergency personnel, all of those things, where you can create all the acts you want in the world. What is happening in real life and what happens at the job is two different things.
Yep.
So number one, I tell people all the time, having a professional conversation with your employer. I have to believe, I know we're in the United States, and that's the United States, that at the end of the day, I gotta believe that people are good humans. Like, that's what we have to start with. People are good humans. That's the case. I should be able to go have a conversation to say, this is what I need. Having a plan ahead of time when you need to pump at work, when what times that look like, that it looks like for you to be successful. Because someone may need 15 minutes, someone may need 20, someone may need 30. You can't just have hopefully the acts need to get better. It only covers the first year. There are different things you all know. If you don't know, I've pumped for over 3 years. So I'm not a fan of a year. You're just getting started every year. But having those professional conversations, I believe people are good humans overall, and they want us to feed our children. But then there is the cover your CYA. That's what it is. CYA. Find somebody, find someone on you cover them, they cover you. Somebody is, also pumping as well. Y'all, pump buddy system. It can create it at work. Smoke buddy system. If people are still, that's what it is. Find someone there that, they need to take their breaks too.
How true. How true.
You cover them. Some coffee break people. I don't drink coffee. I just automatically have the energy. But if they, they want to run out to Starbucks, because you were at my corporate office, Starbucks was downstairs, and then you covering them and they're covering you. Finding that person that can help you all cover each other, where it doesn't have to fall on everyone, if that's possible. If not, I still gotta hope that there are reasonable people in this world, that you can cover each other. And maybe, truth be told, somebody always want to leave work early now. Maybe, you can cover them a little bit. I'm just giving y'all the unofficial way.
These are such good ideas for people, because you do have to get creative sometimes. You really do.
Correct. I tell people, if you're traveling to work, pump on the way to work. You get a lunch break. I promise you, they give us a lunch break. That may be another opportunity. Pump when you're on your way back home. Do it so safely, I'm saying, or if you got to feel comfortable. You're not just going to wake up and know how to pump and drive. You know what I'm saying? But having those opportunities to make sure that you get yourself covered, because no one's going to be able to feed your baby but you, unless, you go through other mechanisms. But you get what I'm putting. Y'all picking up.
Yeah.
You're like, you you got the sauce.
And it's not for you. I mean, the break, of course, is for you. It's just a down for you to pump. But at the end of the day, this is not about you. And if that helps you advocate a little bit more, or that helps you sort of feel a little bit more comfortable in this situation, you are doing this for someone
Yeah.
else. You are doing this for your baby. And I can guarantee you would advocate for your baby in any situation. But for some reason, pumping feels a little bit different for people because you're often not with your baby at that moment. But that is like the core of what you are doing. And I think, people get really nervous about having workplace conversations. And I've had so many clients so nervous about talking to their manager or whoever it is. And I would say like 90% of the time that manager doesn't even finish the conversation. Yep, whatever you need. Yep, I would love to. I would love to. Send me an email. I will do it. So I think people are good. You're always going to run into some hurdles, but I do believe that. And I think you have to believe that. I think that's genius. Have to like have faith in the other people around us here. Really, lots of other questions coming in. A big one was about I am larger breasted. Do you have suggestions for me in terms of getting the right fit, bras, products, etc.?
Okay, so I got some girls too. Y'all know you can't see because you only see my head up. So I got some girls than me, but I got some more girls than other people. So I consider, I'm like a 36 triple D, depending on the day, y'all. So, so I feel like it's not always about how big your breasts are for success. Like breast size does not matter for nursing and or pumping. It's tissue. It's all the other biological things that happen. So I want to clarify that part first. And also, don't think if I'm not large breasted, then all of a sudden I'm going to have all these issues. You got equal issues because some people may have larger chests, but then they have a smaller waist and vice versa. And so there are all these different reasons. So figuring out, especially for products like bras, what you actually like. Thick bra, thin bra, sports bra, cami bra, Vicky bra with the deep V. Feel like you have no bra on at all. I got like 40 plus bras in here. One's down here, some up here. You have to understand what you like first, because there's no point of wearing a bra even if I like it. What do you like? That's the first start of figuring out. There's so many amazing bra companies on the market, so many different things that you can do in order to make sure that if you have success or not. So one way, if your bras are on your list, my Linktree link that's in my bio, I have a pumping bra section. My Amazon storefront has a pumping bra section, just to start. But if you hear me say nothing else, you need a pumping bra. You're gonna be pumping, you need a pumping bra. Don't hack your nursing bras, y'all. Please don't do that. Don't put your holes in your sports bras or the tube tops and all the things.
Only if it's an emergency.
If you like everything's dirty or all the things, but you need to just put pumping on the pedestal. Y'all, we are beautiful women, and we need to make sure that we feel good about ourselves. And our clothing truly does matter. Feeling amazing about ourselves is the first step. So having larger breasts, making sure, like, do you prefer more of a like cami type of bra where it kind of doesn't cup you in so it doesn't matter so much? I also have some women, we have different breast sizes. Like some women, so finding cup-based bras may not be the best option for you. So there are different bras that, may have more of an athletic feel and fit to it. So you got to find first what you like and then look after bras like that. Because if you don't start there first and figuring out what you like, then you're going to be a product of influencing. Like, buy this, buy that, then buy this, then buy that. And you're going to have like 20 things and none of them work, because you got to find out what you want first. And that's going to be the key no matter what your breast size is. Many companies these days are creating 2X's and 3X's and, getting things for women that may have larger breast size. So definitely starting to figure out what you need first and then trying to find products that match that. I hope that helps, because there's not a one size fits all. You're gonna have one person that's larger chested, they may like this product, you go buy it because they're larger chested, and you're gonna hate it because
So true.
start with you first. And that's how you eliminate all the influencing that takes place, because you got to know what you like. I'm not a sports bra person. Don't put me in a sports bra. I got a bunch of sports bras in here.
Don't make me pull a bra over my head, literally ever. I can't get it off. I'm so uncoordinated. Like,
But people love sports bras. So
yes.
you want a sports bra, don't have somebody put you in a bra that has clips in the back and you hate the clip digging in your back. Don't do that. If you know you got some girls, don't be looking at bra companies that don't have a busty or extra busty or super
Right.
busty. Please don't do that, because you're going, it's not going to work. And then
No.
it's going to, yeah.
It takes an investment though, and I think that's the hard part, is that we have to make so many decisions. We're tired of making decisions. We're overwhelmed. And so it's like, tell me what to buy, tell me what to do. And it's not that simple. It does take an investment in trying things on, in experimenting with different sizes. And that goes with lots of pumping products. And I think that that's a really important takeaway. If someone is telling you, yes, you buy this pump, you buy this size, you buy this thing, they are not personalizing that. Like, you might hit the lottery and that might work for you, but the reality is this is its own art form, and it really does require an investment in sort of some trial and error, just like nursing a baby would. No one would ever think that one position was going to work for every person and for every baby, you know? So really being prepared for some of that, investing some time in it, asking for help in that. People always want to know what they can do to help. Like, ask someone to shop with you, ask someone to come over and just like open packages with you that you will then give them to back to return for you. You know, there's so many ways to get some support with that. And that brings me to another great question, which was, is there a pump that, you know, lactation counselors recommend? And you're about to get a similar sort of answer, but I want to explain why there isn't.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So the best breast pump, you really don't want the best breast pump, because there's no such thing. I hate to tell you, it's the best breast pump for you. And without understanding your body, again, is going to be so important. So the first thing I promote on my platform is primary pumps. You're going to be, some of these pumps on this market is not meant to be pumping a lot. Like, their motors are not equipped, they break all the time, the customer service is God knows where. So no offense to the world of, you need a reputable brand. I'm sorry, because when your pump breaks and you just spent $200 on it and then 2 months later it's broken, because what you going to do? Nothing.
Yep.
You're going to buy another pump and then another pump. So let me start there. Starting with reputable brands that you can, unless you just want to, you know, money doesn't matter, you could just spend. I love to match people in a pump that's one size fit, like one pump for you. And if you want to buy all the other ones, then you can, but you got to start with one. There's no such thing. Let me tell you about Google and something called SEO. So sometimes I ask clients, how'd you end up with this pump? And they're like, well, I Googled the best breast pump. And I was like, let me tell you something. The best breast pump is who Google paid Google the SEO money to rank the highest, and then you don't know. Or you call on the phone to customer service, you know, you're trying to pick your insurance pump. You don't know what people get told to tell you to do. I'm just telling you the truth. You gotta really figure out what you like. It has to be personalized based on your body. Do you like faster suction, slower suction, stronger suction, weaker suction? Can the suctions even do all of that? Because if primary pumps have to be, you need to be able to customize your cycle and vacuum settings. Let me tell you the secret sauce over here, because y'all know the platform shows that I give secret sauce. If you are not able to customize your cycle and vacuum settings separately, then it's not a primary pump for me. Because a cycle, if you take your strength up on some of these just simple small motor wearable pumps, it slows down. And if you don't like slower settings, you're going to have a problem. If you don't, everyone's pain tolerance is different. So for one person, a level 8 on a pump feels like a level 2 on another pump, because pumps start in different suction strengths as it's starting. So that's why just someone telling you, hey, use this pump, is a recipe for disaster. You don't want to be on the top end of a pump. Let's say a pump goes up to 12. Well, if you're on level 12, you're going to have a problem, because we do need to go up, because that's your pain tolerance. Nothing's wrong with it. But don't go up, because higher suction doesn't equal more milk. But what I'm saying is, you don't want to be on the highest and you don't want to be on the lowest. So the pump hurts so much that you on the level 1, you can't go down if your nipples get sore. Then what are you going to do? You really have to be able to make sure that the pump is customizable to your body, not your best friend's body, not the person, your favorite influencer's body. It has to be your body. There's no such thing as the best breast pump. And people out here trying to say, this is the only breast pump you need. I'm here to tell you they're lying. There's no such thing as one size fits all. And I know somebody on here can tell me, the one person that love a Spectra pump, somebody else hates a Spectra pump.
Yeah.
The one that loves a Motive hates a Motive. Like, you know, whatever. Dr. Brown's and Lancino and Chivalry and Zomi and Unimom. The one person that I love this pump. You can find somebody somebody else to say they hate it. I'm not trying to pick on any brand. I'm just here to tell you that you have to find what's based on your body. All these pumps do different things, and you really have to understand what those things are. If you want to start with something, go to my YouTube channel, free resource. All the pumps, other than the 10 over here I need to record, I give you the pumps. I tell you, about the pump, how to assemble the pump. I tell you all about the pump. If you want just like something to get started in, definitely check out my YouTube channel. But if you want personalized, like, because you still don't know what the pump feels like on your body. So we go through those things. We talk through what do you like, what you may not like. Do you really prefer things faster, slower, stronger, weaker? Everyone's different in what is painful to them. And that's where you have to start somewhere and figuring out your body first. People try to tell you to fit pumps. Stop trying to make bad pumps work for you. If the pump is not working, it's not going to work. It's either too strong, too fast, too slow, doesn't fit your style. Then let me give you the secret sauce of all secret sauce. These long pull pumps, I call it the milking feature, that making your nipple rip in like all long. Nobody sucks. Nobody like normal pattern, but they here because all of a sudden the milk goes and then and drop in the bottle. But what's going to happen when you get sore nipples and then it hurts and then you got to take a permanent decrease into your supply because that type of milking feature is a problem for you? Please, please, please just stop, take a moment and realize, like, a lot of the places that you're getting your information from, they want you to just buy a product. And there's no offense. Like, I love people that trying to tell you what worked for them. Peer-to-peer is great to a certain extent, but you got to know what you like first and not replicate someone else's journey all the time. It's just so important to find you first, and the rest will follow.
And trust what you're feeling. We talk about pain, we talk about what level of suction you're on with a pump. I mean, the reality is we want pumping to be 100% comfortable for people. And so trust what you're feeling. It doesn't matter if that worked for someone else. It doesn't matter if you show someone you're pumping and they say, oh, it looks great. Like, if it doesn't feel great, that's what really matters. I'll never forget my best friend during her breastfeeding journey used a pump I would never, ever recommend. But did it absolutely work for her in terms of production, comfort, convenience? She's another healthcare worker. And I was like sort of astounded. But the reality is it didn't matter. She found what worked for her. And would have never thought it. You just don't know. So I think so important that it's your journey. Your journey is going to be totally unique. Um, what provider, if you need a prescription for a breast pump, this person is asking, who should write that prescription? And typically it's going to be your OB provider, right?
Your OBGYN will be where you need to start, especially, let's talk about the different types. So of like when you're getting your insurance pump, let's start with the basics. Some people can do, some insurances allow one breast pump period. Like once you've utilized it, you're done. Some may allow one breast pump per baby. Some, like my insurance when I was in corporate, allowed for one breast pump a year. So I got a new breast every year. It was great. Some insurances provide parts, P-A-R-T-S for you. So they'll replace your duct bills, your valves. Some of them will offer storage bags. So I was able to get 150 storage bags every 90 days.
Nice.
So you really have to ask. Like I'm going to tell you that honestly, that sometimes they're not going to tell you. So that's one piece of not just the pump, but also making sure you find out what accessories you may get. So if you need a prescription, that's an option. You have to go to your OB. They will write you a prescription, and then you can sometimes take it to. Some people can go to any retail store, like their insurance will reimburse for the breast pump. Some have to go to a DME, which is a durable medical equipment company, where you have to, there are a bunch of them out here that you give them the script and they will process it and your pump will arrive to you. Some, like me, only work with their one provider. Some may give you choices in the DME company. Some only have that you only get one choice. Some house it, not say internally, but there's an internal group in your job that processes stuff for everyone's company is different. So I just suggest to you, if you're pregnant now, don't wait till you're 38 weeks or 35 weeks to figure out your pump. Call, find out what the process is now as soon as possible. So when you are ready, because some have requirements that you can't order your pump till 25 weeks, I think mine was like 30 or 32 weeks. There's so many stipulations.
Yeah, and some are birth. I
Oh,
think that's much less common now, but we
yeah.
used to see that all the time at labor and delivery. Like, can you fax in this order for me right now? Because I want to order my pump today and I couldn't order it before. So it's really helpful to know.
Yeah, no, wow, I didn't even realize that birth. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen that yet, but I'm sure. So, and some honestly don't cover pumps at all. I hate to say that. I'm at a
Yeah.
the other day, she had insurance, but her insurance doesn't cover it. So
Yeah.
it's so many different nuances. So finding out sooner rather than later so you can plan accordingly to just know what you need to do. Some, if you don't get coverage at all, or you use your coverage and you picked wrong, some people, you buy out of pocket. Some put pumps on their registry and let other people gift you pumps. So many different ways to make sure that if you're going to be pumping, you're going to need a breast pump. I promote double electric pumping on this platform, but an electric pump, there are other ways. Some people do hand expression, some people do silicone milk collectors, some people do manual pumping, single pumping. But if you are, to me, trying to be as efficient as possible, I'm in your way, and I recommend double electric pumping.
Another big question that we got was how do you know when you can drop your middle of the night pump and not lose supply? And I know it's not an answer we can really give,
Oh,
but it is
considerations. Let me look.
a it is a big question. I do not want to wake up and pump
I,
anymore at
I
night.
I receive. I go live like twice a week, and sometimes this month I've committed to going live Monday through Friday. I'm on my platform, so I get all of these questions. I'm so happy to give you considerations. I'm gonna give you the right answer, like the prim and proper answer, and I'm gonna give you prim and purpose answer. So the prim and proper answer is this: if you're within the first 12 weeks, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Stop trying to drop the middle of the night pump. Like, milk supply has not even regulated. You don't know what your supply is gonna be until it is. And so once at the beginning, usually 10 to 14 weeks, you're more hormonal. What that means is after that, your body switches to more supply and demand. So it can be easier to maintain supply after that time period. Everyone's body is different on when that happens. So please give your body a chance to, if you want full supply, give your body a chance to establish that milk supply so it can be maintained. That's first and foremost. I know sometimes y'all have these lucky babies out here in the world that start sleeping before 12
I
weeks.
did not have those babies.
Did not either. Listen, I'm sorry, but you're gonna need to get up and do something, okay? You're gonna need to get up and do something. Because I know people, I don't get into all the nursing things and the dream feeding, but you gotta effectively and efficiently empty out your breast, especially during the middle of the night. It also sucks because prolactin levels, which we can't control, they are highest overnight. Tend to be between 12 to 5, the windows change and all the things, so just don't quote me on that exact window. And just because 501 doesn't mean that your prolactin levels go to heck in the handbasket either. It just means that they tend to be highest overnight. So if you're not pumping in the middle of the night, some people can have their milk supply in the middle of the night hours. So you are bypassing all of that milk that would help. I'm going to say this in so much love. Nothing we do in life is easy, and breastfeeding it falls into that. If you've been to college before, you've been through any schooling before, you've been through any testing before, it is not easy. And just it morphs and continues through motherhood. Like, it's not easy, but getting up in the middle of the night is possible. You just gotta, let me tell you, let me give you secret sauce in the middle of the night pump. Give you secret sauce in the middle of the night pump. If you, before your last pump of the night, or you nurse your baby before the last pump of the night, or pumping or nursing session or nursing session before the end of the night, you eat you a snack and you drink you some water, I promise you're going to get up to go to the day. And then you can pump. I promise you, surefire way to get up is drink you about a 16-ounce thing of water, drink you Stanley cups. Y'all know y'all love the Stanley cups out here in these streets. Turn around, one of my clients pulling up with Stanley cups. Oh, you may go to the bathroom twice. I'm just saying.
It is so much easier to wake up that way
Yeah,
than to set an alarm.
it is.
Like, your body is so much happier to get out of bed and pump after you've had to go to the bathroom than to wake up after an alarm. Because most of the time when your alarm goes off.
Correct. So that's one way. But then getting up, if you are able to get above baby, in some ways I can give you a generalized way to think about dropping the middle of the night pump. Let's say, for example, do an even kill. you are making 30 ounces a day, and your baby takes in 35, I'm not saying your baby takes in 30, I'm just giving you some even numbers here. You can't drop your middle of the night pump. You're probably supplementing in some way. If you are not making enough milk for your baby and you don't want to continue that route, you want to work to getting your supply up. Now, if you're making 30 ounces, your baby takes in 25, you got 5 ounces of wiggle room, but you don't know if you do drop what that number is going to be. So you really got to make sure that your baby's intake, that's why people, because the number one question I get on my platform is, can you tell me about a schedule? It's especially after 12 weeks, it's your baby's intake compared to your milk output and what your goals are. Also, if you want to try to pump over 12 months, dropping that middle of the night pump is not going to be smart so soon, because I can promise you, if you pumped every day for my 240-minute rule on averages, every 3 hours for 30 minutes for the first 12 weeks with the right pump phase, products, and schedule, and you did that for 12 months, not that I would ever tell anybody to do that for 12 months, your milk supply is going to go down anyway. Even if you keep everything to the same, hormonal shifts are going to happen. If you get your cycle back, it's going to happen. You get sick, that may happen. Your child gets sick, may not be able to nurse as efficiently and effectively as you would want. You want to be able to have a little bit more to be able to handle any dips, or you return to work and your supply may take a dip. I'm not saying that everyone, I don't think any, I'm not telling you that you need 90 ounces in per day, but what I'm saying is that milk supply is better with frequent, effective, and efficient, consistent emptying of the breast. That's what's better for you. And it's not the easy or popular. Everybody's trying to sell you, oh, go buy a wearable, just pump in whenever you feel like it. That's not going to help you to keep your milk supply where it needs to be. It's the opposite of what milk supply does. You cannot just go and use an inefficient pump if that's a problem. If your baby's not latching well, or you're not removing milk well, you're not going to be efficient with your milk supply if something else is going on. So it's not the easiest thing to hear, but working with someone that's able to understand milk supply, because some of the people that we're listening to tell you opposite advice of how milk supply actually works. Or I dropped my pump and my milk supply didn't go down. That doesn't mean that's going to happen to you. You really have to understand. And when you do drop a pump, so if my clients, they drop from 8 to 7 and they want to, did you lose? Did you gain? That's another way to tell. If you tell me you dropped the pump and you lost 10 ounces, something is wrong. You're not using something efficiently, but also don't continue trying to drop if you're seeing big dips in your milk supply. You really want to get care from people that specialize in this, because that's what we're trained, like regardless of where you want to go. It doesn't have to be me, but wherever you are going, you need to make sure that they're telling you things that are based and conducive to your goals, because your goals may not look like everyone else's goals.
Right. And that's the really important thing about getting personalized care, and for people to be aware that pumping support specifically is available, and that not every person you're going to meet with who's a lactation consultant has that expertise in pumping. That's not part of even giant curriculums for board certified lactation consultants. Pumping is not part of, there's no like in-depth look at pumping that you're required to take. So I think it's really important for people to know that that service is out there. And obviously we love Dr. Diana, and we would totally encourage you to look at her YouTube, to look at her Instagram when you have more questions at Pump with Purpose. Especially, I know we got some questions, we have to wrap it up, but we got some questions about exclusive pumping specifically. And I think whether by choice or whether that was necessary for you, that to me as a lactation consultant 100% always deserves some specialized support, because that is a really specific journey, and ongoing support is really valuable. The sort of emotional support in addition to the mechanical support. So if that's you, I would definitely get some intro information, looking at Dr. Diana or looking at another pumping expert, so that you can really know that there's a community out there for you. It's huge. You're not doing this alone. You're not doing this in a vacuum. There's people out there to help you. And we're just so grateful that you were here with us today. This was so wonderful. And next month, we're going to be talking a little bit more about parenting, since we are starting school, most of us, pretty soon, or have already. So we're going to be talking next month about development and learning. But again, Dr. Diana, thank you so much for being here today. I think people probably learned a lot.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate that. You can find me on all social media platforms, Pump with Purpose. Just want you to make sure that you get the care that you deserve. Breastfeeding regardless, nursing and or pumping, and or your combo feeding as well. Like, you really need to find people that support you and can help you to understand your body, especially when even touch lower supply, all the things. But you really need to find people that are going to be supportive. You should not give up and stop until you are ready, and you don't want to do that if you don't have the right care and making sure that you get what you need to get to understand your body. You may need to bring in your doctor. You may need to, find resources that can help you to understand if something else is going on. So I just encourage you, anyone on the sound of my voice, you matter. You are valued, validated, seen, heard on Ovia as well as Pump with Purpose. The fact that they brought me on, they could have picked anyone. So I just really, really appreciate the opportunity to just really be able to share how pumping deserves its own pedestal, and that postpartum in general is just a journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It doesn't always come perfectly, but you are perfect for this role. I promise you.
Thank you so much. Oh, I could cry. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day. And if you want to send this to a friend, it's always saved on our main page. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Bye.